from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up for a video for the May I Scraplift You challenge that's going on for the month of May. Crystal Barrett from Pineapple Papers has started this, and she is scraplifting people every day for the month of May. I decided to play along, but I knew a video every day was a little unrealistic for me, so I have gone with Mondays. I am scraplifting someone. So for this layout, you can see in the top left corner, I was scrolling through Instagram and I found this layout from Rachel Lowe, who is a fellow Australian, and she created this layout for Click Kits, I assume. I think that's what it is on her little footer down below. And she's got, it's a great layout. She's got some paper tearing, beautiful layers, and just a really simple design that I decided to scrap lift. So I have got this, it's not the best photo. I was about to say it's a super cute photo. It's actually not the best photo. It's of my partner holding Lincoln. It was the first day that we came home from hospital. We were in hospital for just over 2.5 weeks with Lincoln when he was born. And so I've got this photo that I snapped, Danny sitting on the floor holding Lincoln, and what you can't see is we were sort of introducing Lincoln to our pets. I am working through some supplies that I'm trying to finish up. They're my baby supplies. So these are Cartabella's, I think it's called Rockabye Baby, and spoiler alert, if you've seen my goals video and kind of check-in at the start of May, this is actually a collection that I used up in April, so I do finish, I think I used almost the last of it on this particular layout. So I'm trying to work through my ephemera and chipboard that I have in this collection. So I've done the exact same kind of paper tearing as what Rachel has done in her original layout, and I've already stuck that down onto the page, and then I've got a square photo. It is larger than the photo that Rachel has used, and all I'm doing is kind of layering things around. I sort of loosely follow the clusters that Rachel has done, sort of, but probably from this point I just go with it. Go with what works with the supplies that I have. I do kind of try a little bit to embrace her sort of large cluster that she's got down the bottom with some word strips, which I think is her journaling, potentially. I haven't watched a video or anything if she's got a video, but I will link the layout in the description box down below, and a link to all of Rachel's socials that I can find. So yeah, really I'm just layering and just using up the bits that I have left in this collection essentially. Now I end up pulling off most of the chipboard backing of these chipboard pieces. This layout is 9x12 as you can tell, and it's actually going in Lincoln's Milestone album, which is a 9x12 album that I've had lying around for a few years and thought I would use it for this purpose. And so I'm trying to fit as many layouts as I can, so I'm really trying to reduce the bulk of my layouts in this album. So you'll see me pull off a lot of the chipboard backing. I do still pop some things up and, leave some dimension in, but I'm trying to overall make these layouts fairly flat. So I'm just using a lot of the chipboard to layer, and then also the bits that I knew I was never going to use on an, as actual kind of ephemera pieces. You can see me using them to pop my photo up here. So I do end up kind of using pretty much all of the chipboard, but obviously not necessarily the way that it was intended. This collection's a little too vintagey for my kind of style, so I'm using what I can and then kind of using up the other pieces. I did have a couple of bits left over that I've thrown into a little tub, and they will eventually make their way to Lincoln's daycare. So they have a kinder room at Lincoln's daycare. He's too young for that room yet, but they do a lot of kind of arts and crafts and sticking and pasting and creating lots of fun things. So I do take my supplies that are kind of, at the end of their life, and I've only got 1 or 2 bits that I know I'm not going to use. I throw them into a tub, and eventually I will donate them. I don't quite have enough to donate just yet, but they will kind of end up there, which is nice, so nothing gets really wasted. So you can see here just using all of these little bits to layer behind my photo just to bring in a little bit of that yellow because I've got some yellow in the background paper and I just wanted to bring a little bit more of that onto the page. What else? So I will leave in the description box down below a link to everyone that's playing along in the May I Scraplift You sort of series this month. It's a very long list, so go and check it out. There's a few people playing along every day with Crystal, but there's lots of us who are just kind of popping in and out or doing kind of a specific day of the week. So go and check out the long list. You might find some wonderful new people to follow. I'm sure you follow a lot of them already if you follow me, but yeah, definitely go and check them out. There's lots of fabulous scrap lifting happening this month, so it's very exciting. So there we go. I'm just sticking things down, really, just sticking things down onto my page when I'm happy with kind of how my layers are going. I thought about putting a banner up the top. I don't think I do. I don't have the finished layout in front of me, and I've put it away already. Maybe I do put it there. Should I get the layout out? I should get the layout out, shouldn't I? I'll make a bit of space on my desk and I can get my album out so I can actually, oh, I'm dropping things. I can actually have a look at the completed layout in front of me so I'm not making things up while I'm talking to you guys. All right, I've made a lot of progress on this album this month, which is very exciting. I should say last month when I actually filmed this video. So let me have a look. Let me flick to the original layout. See what we've got here. Okay, now I've got it in front of me. I've got a reference point. So the banner does stay there. But again, as I said, I pull off a lot of the backings of the chipboard. So they become pretty much just flat die cut pieces. And that's something that I often do if I have if I'm wanting to reduce my bulk. My computer's beeping at me. My sister's sending me messages. So basically, I often pull the chipboard backing off the chipboard pieces just to create basically normal die cuts and to reduce the bulk, as I said in my album. So that's a good tip if you've got large chipboard that you're not sure you're going to use because it is a bit two-dimensional for the type of scrapping that you do. Just peel some of the layers of cardboard off. You will need to often use wet glue to stick it down if you've done that, but it's definitely a good way to reduce that bulk but still get the pretty little chipboard embellishments onto your page. And so I leave a couple of layers of the cardboard on so it does have some bulk, but I definitely take a lot of them out. And this chipboard in particular was quite dimensional, and you'll find, I don't know about others, but I often find that some chipboard has a lot more layers of paper or cardboard behind it than others, and this one was particularly dimensional. So I'm just sticking everything down. As I said, when you've peeled off the backing, obviously you lose the adhesive backing of the chipboard, so you do have to add wet glue. I like to use the wet glue because I do find it leaves a bit of a dip in the middle of the die cut, and so I have to use a little bit of wet glue just to help it stick properly. So that's exciting. That's why I'm just holding everything down like that. And really I'm just going through my chipboard sheet on the left hand side there and just making sure I basically get every piece that I possibly can onto this page. So you can see me tucking in more little bits into the torn paper background, tucking in a little banner behind there, and I do have a little pin like you would use for cloth diapers, although I do use cloth diapers and we do not use those pins, but certainly when I was a baby, my mother had me obviously in cloth because that's the age that I am. Disposables were only just becoming a thing when I was born, so Mum used those big pins on us. And I guess they're still very much associated with baby, even though, the pins themselves are not that common anymore. So I'm just arranging that banner so that they're touching or not quite touching, and I'm sticking those down now with wet glue, and that's pretty much the only embellishment I have at the top there. And then I do come in with my title, and again I'm trying to use up my baby supplies, so I've got a few thicker phrase sets that are baby themed, and I'm trying to use those up. So I don't necessarily title this coming home or welcome home or first day home or anything like that, which I could very well have done. But I went with a title that was already in the the thicker set. So I'm just packing away those little ephemera pieces that I didn't end up getting on the page. And then I think I got all of the chipboard, but I didn't get all of the ephemera on. I was pretty happy with myself though. So these are the thicker phrases that I was referring to. So I've got these silver foam ones, and then I've got a grey in more of a enamel epoxy finish. Is that what you call it? I'm losing my words. I've got a little bit of a cold, and I'm a bit tired, but that's all right. So I decided to go with the title Baby Joy, because, you know, it's very joyful bringing our baby home for the first time. And I do just a tiny bit of journaling. I literally just say that Lincoln's first day at home with the date. So this album will go to him eventually. So I'm not doing too much journaling, but I want to do enough so that obviously he knows what the photos are in relation to. So I'm pretty much finished. I do have to come back and glue down those thicker phrases with some glue because they don't actually stick. But I think I do it now. I'm like, do I do that off camera? But they're a bit old and they've lost their stick, so they definitely require wet glue just to help them remain. And if I had have left them, the adhesive wouldn't have worked at all. After a few minutes, it would have totally just come apart. So, or, you know, come off from the page and just ended up in the bottom of my page protector, which I hate that when you're flicking through albums and you have to go back and fix things that have fallen off. So I definitely wanted to take the time to put the wet glue on now while I was in the middle of, you know, my creating. So I'm just popping that wet glue on, and then I will add some splatters and we will be completely finished. I love working in 9x12 size. It's definitely, you know, obviously a much smaller size than 12x12, but surprisingly makes a massive difference to the kind of design aspects that you can sort of do. And so, yeah, but I really like it. So I am getting through Lincoln's Milestone album. You will see a few more 9x12 layouts crop up, but more often than not, I'm not filming these. I find them a nice little kind of size just to scrap when I have a few minutes, and so I'm quite liking just sort of jumping in when I can and working on a couple of 9x12 layouts without the sort of pressure of having the camera on. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with how the album's coming together. I will do a flick through once it's finished, but I've got quite a few more layouts to go, so don't expect to see a flip through anytime soon. But that's it. I am adding, what colour did I add? The blue, obviously, Navy Heidi Swap Colour Shine, which I always do. And then I've come in with my silver, what is it called? I think I came in with it's either my silver Marabou mixed media art spray, or it's my ice spruce distress oxide. I can't remember which one I used. My apologies. So that's it. We are all finished. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.